Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to be walking around Lower Manhattan. We are right outside of the one and only World Trade Center. And tonight we are going to be talking about Amazon's earnings. Yes, Amazon is up about 15% after the bell today, as well as Snapchat rallying as much as 66% after hours. So we're going to talk about Amazon's earnings. But before that, well, including that, the number one thing we always talk about is watching the cloud computing segment. So we covered Microsoft's earnings with their Azure platform. We covered Google with their Google Cloud platform. And last but not least, we heard from Amazon's AWS cloud computing unit, which grew at a faster pace than analysts were expecting. So we'll talk about that more tonight. Hey, Otto is here. Deborah H is here. What's up, Otto? Deborah H. Solo401 says it's the smartest guy on YouTube. What's up, Solo? Sally's here, Theresa's here, says, hey, Tom. I see Tony Cortez, Marcy M, and everybody. It's good to see you. Yeah, so this is Solo401's favorite building in the I would say the New York metropolitan area. Beautiful, the World Trade Center, known as Freedom Tower. War Walker says, hi, Tom. Cat Clockwork here to stalk you. What's up, War Walker? Good to see you from the 305. Turkle said wild moves on Amazon and Snapchat. Yeah, so I think Snap was up about 60%. Although off of the Meta report, off of the Meta earnings report yesterday, the stock was actually down a lot, quite a bit, but rallying hard because it's actually their first profitable quarter in company history as a publicly traded company. So things are looking on the up and up. D May and E says hello. Roadrunner says from Queensboro, smoking a blunt. It's raining outside. Very cool. Hope you're enjoying that. Tug Carter says, hey, Tom. Good to be here. Good to have you here. Marilyn says attendance time checking in. What is going on, Marilyn? I hope you're well. So it's a beautiful day in Lower Manhattan. The only thing, it is a little bit windy and it is raining. So not a big fan of the rain, but it is a nice night nonetheless because finally it is above freezing for once. Solo401 says it's the most beautiful building in the world. I would agree with that. Luis Vasquez says, good evening, Tom. Hope you had a very productive day at work. I did. It was a little crazy today at work, but we got a lot of stuff done. GGNYC says, hey, Tom. Tyree is here. What's up, Tyree? Western Mass Dave says, hi, Tom. Early tonight. Yes, so we're going to be streaming about 30 minutes early tonight because I do have to get a little bit of an earlier train back to Long Island, but that's fine. You know, we'll cover a lot tonight on the stream. I want to take a walk around Wall Street as well as the Mighty Bull, so we'll check that out and more tonight. Joey's here, says, hey, Tom. 1969 says, how long has it been raining? So it's really been raining all day. It's been raining all day in New York ever since I got to the office. Today it's been raining. Hey, Ruby Falcone says, just returned from walking my dog. You're here. Good evening, Tom and all. What's up, Ruby? Well, everybody, Thursday is come and gone. Friday is here tomorrow. So happy Friday, everybody. We made it to the end of the week. Busy week. Action-packed week. I mean, really, my God. You know, we had a lot to cover this week on Wall Street with the earnings reports. So hopefully tonight, even though it will be a little bit busy talking about Amazon and Snapchat, we'll get to see some cool things. We're going to walk around Wall Street. We're going to go to the New York Stock Exchange. We're going to take another look at the Freedom Tower, the World Trade Center. And maybe, if the clouds clear up, we'll take a little bit of a walk over the Brooklyn Bridge. So that is to be determined as we are outside of the Fulton Street train station. Marilyn Ringel says, hey, Tom, your subs are 11,000. Yeah, crazy. Thank you for the support. Much appreciate the support, Marilyn. So everybody, Amazon is up about 15% after hours. They beat big on the bottom line. So Amazon reported EPS of $5.80 versus $3.57 that analysts were expecting. Revenue came right around $137.4 billion. Analysts were expecting $137.6 billion. So a teeny bit of a miss on the revenue part, but you know, if it's only a couple points off, you know, you can pretty much consider that right in line with analyst expectations in my view. But above all, and I know we talk about this ad nauseum on the stream, the most important thing to look for, in my opinion, during Amazon's earnings is the cloud growth. So the Amazon AWS platform, and AWS revenue brought in $17.8 billion versus the $17.3 billion expected. So it was a good quarter overall. As we walk down here to Trinity Church. Hey, Joseph is here. Says, what do you do for a living? I am in tech sales. What about you? Good to see you, Joseph. Marty Lewis says, good evening, everybody. It's good to see you, Marty Lewis. Hope you had a good day. Happy early Friday. Hey, Day's Work is here. What's up, Tom? Joseph says, I'm a trader. Very cool. Well, I hope you had a good week in the market. Hey, Penelope Sears says, hi, Tom. Hope you were staying warm and dry tonight. We are. So, Penelope, it's actually not too bad outside in terms of the temperature. The only thing, it's been raining all day, and I think it's just starting to rain again. We had a little bit of a break, maybe about an hour. Hey, Joseph says, Tom, good movement this week. Good for day trading. Awesome, dude. Well, I hope you made a lot of money. Congrats to you, and thank you for being here. Better Said says, you're coming up on my office building. It's right there, 120 Broadway. Nice. So I always loved working down here. I used to work right next to the Deutsche Bank here in Lower Manhattan. Hey, Nicholas Prasad says, pleasant night, Tom. Good to see you, Nicholas. Vinny Castellano is here. How are you, Vinny? Vinny Castellano is joining us from Staten Island. What's the weather like in Staten Island, Vinny? It's been raining all day here in Manhattan. So this is the very famous park where all of the Occupy Wall Street protests happen. And the very famous Peter Schiff, I Am the 1% interviews were right here. Ruby says the statue's looking for his Investors Business Daily. Funny. Vinny says it's raining here too in Staten Island. Copy that. Hey, Tug Carter says I took a bit of a hit today in the market, but up for the week. Somebody says, do I think Meta will bounce back? I think it really just depends on how well they diversify. I think it's really going to depend on that. Because as we've been talking about yesterday, their average daily users for Facebook came in lower than expected. And I think a lot of the Facebook users in the United States has reached saturation. So we'll have to see, but advertising revenue is still pretty good. Hey, Clear Glass Media Solutions, good to see you. Valentina is here, says, hey Tom, hope you had a good day. Thank you, Valentina. I hope you had a good day as well. Joseph says, hey Tom, what type of smartphone do you prefer? I prefer Apple, so I prefer an iPhone. More specifically, my iPhone 11. Hey, John Lee. So Snapchat reported its first profitable quarter as a publicly traded company. And the shares are up 60%. Hey, I see David Choi. Hey, David. We saw you on the stream yesterday, so good to see you again. Paul Greenwell is joining. Audi 1995, good to see you. Coolon516 says, hey Tom, why do you think PayPal went down so much? Well, I mean, I think in this market when everything seems to be priced to perfection, you know, if you don't beat your earnings and give good forward guidance, the market's going to punish you. And that's what happened with PayPal, in my opinion. And that's what happened with Meta. Here, I'll give you guys a look at the Trinity Church real quick. Hey, the ABX girl is here. Good to see you. How are you, ABX girl? Melanie Sam is here. Joseph says, should I short or go long Apple? I can't advise you on what to do. But I personally would never short Apple. Especially after they're just coming off of a quarter where they posted their highest revenue quarter ever in company history. But I don't advise on anything whether you should buy or sell. Hey, Marcy M says, which church is this, Tom? So this is the very famous Trinity Church, and take a look at the architecture here. David Choi says, yeah, Amazon jumped. Yeah, we were just talking about that, David. So Amazon reported a big earnings beat. They came right in line with analyst expectations on the revenue. But in terms of EPS, they blew out their EPS. But the number one thing we look for with Amazon is their cloud computing growth. So we'll take a look at Wall Street. I may not be able to read all the comments tonight, everybody. So just bear with us because it is quite rainy. Hey, Kathy Lyons is here. Hey, Kathy. So we are One Wall Street. Right outside of the New York Stock Exchange. Hey, Fresh Start is here. Good to see you. Do I ever attend any shareholders meetings? If I own the stock, sometimes I will read the transcripts and things like that. Hey, Fresh Start is here, and Minraj. But I think it's very important, especially if you own the stock, you should probably at least listen into the earnings conference call, in my opinion. So this is Wall Street and Broad Street. And we are coming up right on Federal Hall, if you notice all the scaffolding. Hey, Cynthia Beals here, says TJ Maxx to the left. Joseph, CNBC does still have a studio in the basement here. So this is the very front of the New York Stock Exchange. I love the ticker tape here. Yeah, I see Sally joining us, Cynthia Beale. Mars is here. So we'll take a look at the Fearless Girl. We haven't been down here in a while on the stream. Right here is the Fearless Girl statue on, well, I guess you could say directly outside of the New York Stock Exchange. Hey, Sanjeev. Good to see you, Stephanie. Good to see you, Sanjeev. Valentina says the city looks empty today. So I think it's empty just because we are in Lower Manhattan. Usually we walk around Midtown, but Lower Manhattan tends to be a little bit more empty, mainly because not many tourists are down here. Hey, Ruby says the Fearless Girl in the Rain. One of my favorite statues too. Hey, Michael Rosa Guzman, how are you? JQG Atlas, welcome everybody. We're doing a little rain walk tonight. We'll check out the Fearless Girl one more time. I'll let you guys take another look at it. Western Mass Dave, I agree. Is this a Pokemon? What is this thing? Warwalker says, what's for dinner? I think I'm gonna have some chicken cutlets tonight. That's always my favorite shot. Joseph says, Tom, do you trade crypto? So I don't really trade it. I am a net holder of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I don't really hold any other crypto assets. Hey, Damon's here. Hey, Damon. GGNYC says, love the statue. So this is Wall Street during the rain. Beautiful night out. Marjan Worldwide, how are you? So I'll show everybody where I used to work as we walk to the end of the Wall Street here, you'll be able to see the Deutsche Bank, which is a German investment bank. Ah, David Choi. This is Tom, get ready for the ice storm tomorrow. I did hear about that, not looking forward to it at all. This is actually a really good pizza shop. I used to come here when I used to work down here. Hey, Brian. This is Tom. Do you think digital currency will eventually replace notes? Perhaps. So one of the things that's interesting about that, have you guys heard of the volcano bonds that's going to be tied to Bitcoin in El Salvador? Pretty interesting, weird stuff. Yeah, Sanjeev, that's a good point. Sanjeev says the streets in Lower Manhattan remind him of the UK with the cobblestones. Hey, Ken Kramer, good to see you. This is Amazon crushed earnings that they did. So this is the Cipriani down here on Wall Street. And once again, I do have my glasses on today, and it is a bit rainy, so it's a little bit hard for me to see the comments, so I do apologize. If I don't get to everybody tonight, it'll sort of be more of a quiet, nice walk. Yeah, War Walker, I did hear about that. The ISIS leader is killed or captured, which is good. Hey, Lena Sandoval, how are you? Jerry's here. NMB 045 says, does UBS have a tower like Deutsche Bank? So they do. It's actually in Midtown. Good to see you, NMB 045. This is bringing back old memories, everybody. Used to work down here. So I'll stand over to the side and I'll show you Deutsche Bank. So this is the Deutsche Bank. Hey, Sophia A says, I'm so happy seeing your videos. Thank you. Prawn King is here. Cynthia Beal. Good to see you, Cynthia. So I'll show you guys where I worked. Hey, Roy S is here, Brian. Good to see you, Brian. Good to see you, Roy S. So this place is actually a good coffee shop. I used to frequent here a lot. Hey, I see Marjan Worldwide. Hey, Marjan, good to see you. Yeah, Cynthia Beal says, Tom, your glasses are foggy. Yeah, so the thing is, my glasses get a little bit foggy with the rain, so it may be difficult for me to see the comments tonight, so I apologize. Yeah, so Lady O says, yes, La Colombe is the best. That's a really good spot. I really, really like that place. So here it is, everybody. This is where I used to work. This used to be my office. Hey, Ed. Good to see you. Brian. So Brian asked if I'm going to be tuning into the Olympic Games. I may tune in here and there, but I guess we'll have to see. What about you guys? David Choi says, Tom, do you have a favorite coffee shop around Wall Street? Yes. So I'm actually going to take you guys there right now. It's called Black Fox Coffee. It's fantastic. I'll take you guys there right now. So now we are here at Water Street. Mike says, was your other job terrible? No, I really enjoyed it. It really kickstarted my career, and I was extremely successful there. Let me give you guys a shot down Water Street. It's always nice to take a walk down here. Very seldom do we come here on the channel. Hey, Kathy Lyons is here. Hey, Kathy. But my favorite time of year to come down here is during the summer, because you have a phenomenal view of the Brooklyn Bridge from the South Street Seaport. Hey, JQ Atlas says, I used to work at 77 Water Street. Dude, my office used to be 77 Water. That's crazy. So I was 82 Wall Street, and then we moved to 77 Water Street. That's awesome, man. We probably saw each other in passing. But yeah, that was my address. It was 82 Wall Street, and then 77 Water. That's so funny. Brian says, Tom, this place looks like the financial district in London. But there used to be a Starbucks right here. Let's see if it's still there. It is. I used to go in here a lot with clients. And so 110 Wall Street is actually a WeWork building now. Hey, Daddy Bog says Maiden Lane here, 65 Maiden Lane. So one of my good friends used to work on Maiden Lane, and he worked in the Department of Investigations for New York City. We would always meet up for lunch. But everybody, today Amazon reported earnings, the last of the big mega cap tech stocks to report. And it reported a fantastic quarter, beating on both the top and the bottom line, and giving relatively good forward guidance. Hey, Lily Ray is here. Hey, Lily. Wow, Marjan Worldwide says you worked at 30 Rockefeller Center. That's awesome. Fantastic area. Great neighborhood. Western Mass Dave says, Tom, I love South Street Seaport and the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh yeah, Dave, it's beautiful there. Juan Suarez says Amazon will always have earnings. True that, Juan. Good to see you, Juan, by the way. Hey, Joseph says, where do you read the newspapers, online or physical? So I always like to read the physical copy, and that's for no other reason than I think it helps me retain the information a little bit better. And also my eyes are not very good, as you guys could tell. Obviously, it's hard for me to read the comments tonight because I'm wearing glasses. But I think reading a physical newspaper is a little bit better for my eyes, just so I'm not staring at blue light. But yeah, so a lot of the times I'll just get the physical paper. What about you? Hey, Ice Champagne, good to see you. Brian says Amazon can almost claim it as essential service. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think you're right, Brian, 100%. Hey, Dubai Expo is here. It says, good to see you again this nice morning. Hey, good to see you too. So I think David Choi, hold on, let me just cross the street. I want to make sure I do this. It is raining out. And some people don't stop. They don't like to stop at the stop signs. So I believe David Choi was asking, when I used to work down here in Wall Street, what was the best coffee shop? And I'm going to take everybody past it right now. And I would highly, highly recommend it. I would go here for meetings and things like that. Okay, Western Mass Dave says he prefers print as well. Ope1 says, good morning, everybody. Good morning. So here it is. It's called Black Fox Coffee. Really good place. And it is right behind the Deutsche Bank. So the big German investment bank. NG is here. Yeah, David Choi says I'm a coffee freak. Same here. Same here. So here it is. Let me know if you guys could see the hours. Is it too dark or can you guys see it? Yeah, so this is a good place. I would highly, highly recommend it. It's called Black Fox Coffee. And it's directly behind the Deutsche Bank here. So the Deutsche Bank is, I believe, 60 Wall Street. And look at how tall the building is. And this is the very famous German investment bank. Okay, I'll give you guys one more shot of the Black Fox coffee. Yeah, but this is probably one of my favorite places down here, at least in Lower Manhattan. Hey, Damon is here. Good to see you, Damon. Lady O. Hey, Lady O, have you been to this place? It's really good. I think you'd like it. Hey, Skip Pierce says, hey, Tom from Snowy Chicago. Thank you for your dedication. Enjoy your content. Thank you. Hey, Talvish is here. Hey, Talvish. Good to see you. Ooh, maybe the atrium is open. So I used to walk through here every day on my way to work. Let's see if it's open. We'll see. But maybe not. They closed it due to the pandemic. But check out how beautiful it is in here. There's actually palm trees. So this is the atrium. I have to kind of talk quiet. We're not allowed to be loud in here. But when you walk in here, there's an entrance down here to the Deutsche Bank, where all the bankers go in. And then these are all like shops. You can get things to eat. So I would have lunch in here a lot. But due to COVID, they actually closed it. But I think they just opened it up. I don't think we've ever been in here since COVID. And so if you sit in here on a nice cold day when the snow's blowing around, you can almost pretend you're in Florida. Kind of cool. Shazad 2006 says, I don't see any shops. Awesome. Marjan Worldwide says, I love the palm trees. Yeah, Ice Champagne says, very quiet in here. So this used to be a coffee shop in the corner. It used to be a Starbucks. Let's see what it is now. It looks completely empty. Well, it actually makes sense. They probably closed it because this whole atrium was closed due to the pandemic. But I remember coming in here getting coffee sometimes. Hopefully they'll bring something else back in here. Wow, this brings back a lot of memories. Hey, Jeffrey's here, says howdy. What's up, Jeffrey? So if you exit out these doors, this is directly on Wall Street at the Cipriani, but we'll go back out this way because we already walked Wall Street today. 2020 says you should visit Pittsburgh. Indeed we will. Hey, shot by Scott. Says Tom's gone in Miami in his mind. I know. Good to see you, Scott. Yeah, Scott, we have some beautiful Sunny Isles Beach palm trees here. And then right down here, I would sometimes get off the train here. I would take the 2 trains, the 2 and the 3 train from right down here. I would take it from Penn Station down Wall Street and come up right through here. I did this almost every day for about 2.5 years. Probably some of the best times of my life. Really enjoyed working down here. A lot of cool people, a lot of smart people too. All right, let's exit here. Okay, now we could go back to normal volume. We don't have to be quiet. It's so echoey in there that I don't want to I feel like I'm screaming. Brian, good question. So Brian's like, Tom, which industry do you think Amazon will expand into hard? Well, number one, I think they're going to continue to grow their cloud computing unit via AWS. But besides that, I think they're going to do a big push into marijuana distribution. And number 3, into medicine. The delivery and maybe even the manufacturing of medicine. See, this is why I always stop, because these guys rip through here. Don't even stop at the stop sign. That's why I always got to watch out. You're going to get clocked, which we don't want to happen. Maybe on another stream, but not tonight. Yeah, Lily Ray, pharmacy. So Lily says they think Amazon's going to break into pharmacy. Well, I think they did buy PillPack. So Amazon made the acquisition of PillPack. Could anybody verify that for me? I want to make sure I'm saying the correct company, but I think it is called PillPack, isn't it? So check out how tall these buildings are. I'll sort of show you guys. Check it out. I'm not sure if anybody remembers, but during the summer we used to skateboard right through here. Okay. So everybody in the chat is confirming that they acquired PillPack. Yeah, I mean, I always knew that, but for some reason I always thought it was called Pill Drill. I think like a couple streams ago I was calling it Pill Drill for whatever reason. I was like, what in the heck? But yeah, it is PillPack. Hey, Lifestyle with Chef says, love the energy. Keep the positive energy and knowledge going. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for being here. So this used to be a big sort of like water fountain. And in the bottom of this building here used to be a Chase Bank. Ooh, well, I just want to slip. But obviously closed down because with the pandemic, not a lot of people in Lower Manhattan anymore. So now you're gonna be able to see Deutsche Bank from this angle. Hey, Laytha's here. What's up, Laytha? Good to see you. We're walking around Lower Manhattan tonight and we're talking about Amazon's earnings as well as Snapchat. Hey, Jeffrey's here. What do you guys think of this monument? Alan Pickett says, hey Tom, hope you're well. What's up, Alan? So somebody says, what's the ticker? So the ticker to Amazon is AMZN. And the ticker symbol for Snapchat is SNAP, S-N-A-P. Hey, Ice Champagne says, cool monument. Michael says, those damn skateboarders. Hey, and she was says, hi Tom, I love the monument. Good to see you. Hey, Sean Brown. Hey, Sean. Thank you for the $2 donation. Says, Joe's Pizza is the best pizza in Manhattan. Thank you, Sean. Thank you for the donation, supporting the channel, and good to see you. So I'm going to give you guys a good view of William Street here. I know Drew H says the newsletter link doesn't work. So the link in the description of the video for the newsletter does not work. So if you type !news, N-E-W-S, in the chat, the Nightbot will drop the link to my Behind the Street newsletter that I write for everybody. So I apologize. As you pointed out, the link does not work. But if you type !news, N-E-W-S, in the chat, the Nightbot will drop the link to my Behind the Street newsletter, in which case you can click it and sign up for free. So thank you for pointing that out. So everybody, Amazon reported earnings today, up about 15% after the bell. EPS came in at about $5.80. Analysts were expecting $3.57, so a big beat on the bottom line. Revenue came in right at around $137.4 billion, as opposed to $137.6 billion expected. So Amazon came in line with analysts' expectations, but the cream of the crop, everything we talk about, and I feel like I'm hammering you guys on this every night, the number one thing in terms of Microsoft, in terms of Amazon, and in terms of Google that we really need to pay attention to is the cloud computing segment. So Amazon AWS reported revenue of $17.8 billion versus $17.37 billion expected. So really, really good quarter all around. And that was up 40% year over year. Hey, Pac-Man is here. What's up, Pac-Man? Says the ice storm is on its way. Humane says beautiful sculpture. Layla says love the public art in New York City. So I'll stop to check some of the comments. As I said before, it may be hard to read everything because I am wearing glasses tonight and it is rather rainy. Waldy says hi from Poland. Good to see you. Hey, Charlie Richardson is here. What's up, Charlie? Yeah, OF says exponential on the cloud computing growth potential. I agree with you. I agree 100%. Lilla says, are you ready to ice skate in the snow in the storm tomorrow? Oh God, please hope no. I really hope not. Hey, Kilo Whiskey Juliet, long time no see. Always an absolute pleasure talking with you. I hope you're well. Hey, Terry P says, what a beautiful church. Yeah, so that church is beautiful, Terry P. I actually have been inside it many times. I take you guys inside now, but I think it's rather late. Good to see you, Scott Briggs. This might be nice frozen rain tomorrow, not sure. Hey, Anthony's here. What's up, Anthony? and everybody, the most evil place on earth, the Federal Reserve. Hey, Alex Lopez is here. Says, hey, Tom. Cheers, Alex from Miami. We'll be back in Miami very soon. Hey, Kilo Whiskey Juliet, thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you very, very, very much. Oh, wow, guys, check this out. This is some new lobby art here. What do you guys think of this thing? It almost looks like an NFT. Hold on, let me get a better shot. Hold on. What do you guys think of this? NMB 045, you're 100% spot on. They do store the majority of the world's gold in that building. Oh, Frank Gonzalez. So Frank makes a good comment. Frank says, is it just me or is Lower Manhattan cleaner? I think it is cleaner. I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. And I think it's just because there's less people here, right? There's less people walking around, especially, you know, being that we're in a pandemic and everybody's working from home. The majority of the buildings here are office buildings and the Federal Reserve. So I think you make a good point. Definitely is a lot cleaner. Like, look, you don't see any trash anywhere. It's beautiful down here. Trinidad Music says, Tom, where are you? A maze? I know it kind of does look like a maze down here. But if you look to your left, everybody, this is the Federal Reserve. So very, very high maximum security. And on this stream, we talk about the Federal Reserve a lot. We actually just covered the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, last Wednesday. And the Federal Reserve is one of the entities that creates a lot of the wealth divide in this country via artificially low interest rates. Hey, Chris Mills, good to see you. Okay, let's take one more. Oh, it changed now, guys. Take a look at this. And let me know if the screen is clear. I can't really see the screen too much. Hey, EBITDA is here. Good to see you, EBITDA. I hope you're having a great week too, my friend. Thank you for joining. We're talking about Amazon and Snapchat tonight. Hey, Free Robinhood stock is here. Good to see you, Free Robinhood stock. Dan McLaren says, Tom, pay a visit to Jerome Powell. Hilarious. Otto says, that's a cool mural. If you guys like the mural, give a thumbs up on the stream. Smash the like button for this mural. I think that they should showcase different NFTs from local artists in New York City. What do you guys think? Man, this thing looks, as EBITDA says, it looks trippy. The colors in person are so vibrant. I'm not sure how they look on the stream, but these are probably one of the most vibrant colors. This is probably like an OLED display here. Man, in person, like the colors are almost unbelievable. Hey, EBITDA says, Tom, Amazon is great. I keep them for the long haul in my IRA and use them for one of the best trades of 2021. I was long Amazon, short Macy's, Kohl's, etc. Yeah, that's a great paired trade. So what EBITDA is talking about is a pair trade. So a lot of the times if you're running like a long short portfolio, professional money managers will put on what's called like a pair trade. So they'll say, okay, my bull thesis is I'm bullish on e-commerce, so I'm going to go long Amazon and then, you know, short Kohl's or Macy's. So really great job, EBITDA. I mean, you knocked it out of the park with that. And so one of the biggest commonalities that I've noticed, so as earnings season has rolled through, and by the way, we're about to head to the Mighty Bull because, you know, if we're in Lower Manhattan, we got to check out the Mighty Bull. One of the things I noticed, you know, out of all the earnings reports, you know, what's a common theme about all the stocks that got hit? they don't have exposure to cloud computing, right? But all the stocks that have been, gapping up and reporting good reports are all the ones we've covered, such as Microsoft with their Azure cloud platform. Today, Amazon with their AWS platform. And then last but not least, Google with their Google Cloud Computing platform. And cloud computing is just, when we're talking about a total addressable market or a TAM, right? So a lot of the big money managers on Wall Street, one of the things that they'll look for besides explosive earnings and sales growth is they'll say, okay, what is the total addressable market of the business? And, if you're in cloud computing, everything, cloud is it's almost exponential, right? Because data is going to keep growing. People are going to build new software products. There's going to be need for storage. So if you have exposure to cloud computing, it's almost an automatic buy and hold for the long term, in my view. Hey, NE is here. Hey, NE. We're outside of the New York Stock Exchange now. Hey, Remy says I live next to the Trump building. So yes, I forgot about that. So the Trump building I think is right here, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe the Trump building has the drugstore in it. Yeah, Charlie Richardson says cloud computing is powerful. So here's Federal Hall, everybody. Unfortunately, it's going to have this scaffolding here for 10 years. But George Washington's still doing his thing up there. He's hanging out. Looking good. I just love this area. It's just very inspiring to me, in my view. So now, what is this thing? Hold on, let's read it. So to me, this looks like a Pokemon character. Hey, Noah's here. What's up, Noah? Any places to avoid living in New York City? I don't know. It really just depends on the style you want. I would personally choose the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I love it. Hey, EBITDA says, Tom, I also did another trade that's starting mid-2020. I was long Tesla and short GM and Ford. Nice, EBITDA. EBITDA, any big deals you're working on that you could disclose to us? Just kidding, just kidding. Scott Briggs, I would never really buy treasury bonds because even though interest rates are going up, after inflation, you're still getting a negative return. Does anybody know what this character is, or is it just like a generic character? It sort of looks like a Pokemon, doesn't it? Or am I being ignorant here? They're putting its head on. They're at least trying to get the guy's head on. Latha says it looks like one of those Salesforce Trailhead characters. It sort of does. Hold on, let's get a view of this side.
All right, false. Everybody's good, right? Give me a second, bro. Look, we're gonna come in nice.
EBITDA says, Tom, the Lucid CCIV deal was a monster, and that's taken so many days of my life. But EBITDA, I mean, I'm assuming you got paid handsomely on that. I mean, you guys deserve it. Huge deal. Congrats. Yeah, let me stand across the street, and then maybe I'll give you guys a better view of across the street. And we'll be able to read the insignia on the stock exchange. Hey, Optimus Prime is here. What's up, Optimus Prime? We're outside of the New York Stock Exchange right after Amazon and Snapchat reported earnings. Monster quarters. Hey, Catch the Truck is here. What's up, Catch the Truck? So this is Beyond Lithium Ion. Ticker symbol SES. I've never heard of it. We're gonna have to do a stream about this. I've never heard of this company. Yeah, Latha, I think you're probably right. Lithium-ion batteries, I presume. Yeah, it's probably some sort of like battery maker. But to be honest, guys, I have no idea. I've never heard of the company before. But the Fearless Girl is looking good here. One of my favorite statues. So a lot of people don't know this, but the Fearless Girl actually used to be directly in front of the Wall Street Bull. But they had to move it because she was too popular and everybody was crowding the street. Cynthia Girl says the Fearless Girl is supervising. She's probably looking at these guys like, what in the hell are these guys doing? Trying to screw this thing's head on, literally. But I think when it's finished, it's probably gonna look really good. Hey, Cindy Foley says, why the silly picture on the New York Stock Exchange? Well, usually every time a new company goes public or IPO, initial public offering, they will put a banner across the New York Stock Exchange just to highlight the company. And I presume that's what they're doing now. But in full transparency, I've never even heard of this company. So I'll have to do some more research and get back to you guys. I hope it's not one of those special purpose acquisition companies or SPACs. Carol says it has to do with communications and satellites. Okay, the categories of battery. Okay. But Sydney Foley, good to see you. Hey, Bernard Friedman, what's up, Bernard? Good to see you. We are outside of the New York Stock Exchange tonight, but we're gonna walk and see the Mighty Bull. I don't think we've seen the Mighty Bull in about a month on the channel, so we have to pay him a visit for good luck. Hey, Running at Altitudes is backed by top global automotive OEMs. I work with OEMs almost every day at my job. Good to see you, Running at Altitude. Oh, very cool, EBITDA. So EBITDA says, Tom, I have you on one monitor with the AirPods, Olympic skiing on another, and my girl is watching Euphoria on the main one. Gotta love technology. Awesome multitasking, EBITDA. I appreciate you tuning in. We always appreciate you. Latha says Beagle. Was that a Beagle over there? Let me see. Yeah, Latha, you know I have a Beagle. But unfortunately my Beagle's getting old, but you know, I guess that's life. Hey, Squidward says, why did the girl run from the bull? Well, when they first originally put up the Fearless Girl statue down here on Broadway, so a lot of people don't know, the Mighty Bull is not on Wall Street, it's actually on Broadway. But the Fearless Girl statue is so popular that they had to move her because there was so many tourists crowding the street, and I think actually a couple people unfortunately were getting hit by cars. So they decided to move the Fearless Girl right in front of the New York Stock Exchange because there's actually no cars allowed. I know that you see a lot of cars here, but these are pretty much all law enforcement because down here after 9/11, obviously, this is a big terror target for terrorist attacks, unfortunately. But to be honest, I kind of like it with no cars here. I think it's cool to kind of walk on the, cobblestone here without having to deal with cars whizzing by. Optimus Prime says, Tom, I'll send you the earnings report to your Instagram. Yeah, no problem. So if you guys send me like a direct message on IG, I will get back to you. Just sometimes it's a little bit difficult, but I will, I promise. EBITDA, I didn't know you had a Beagle. That's awesome. I'll catch up on the comments here in a second. Just gotta make a right here, and my glasses are fogging up here. So if anybody's interested in bagels, like a real classic New York bagel, there's a place down here called Leo's Bagels. And in my view, my opinion, it is the best bagel shop in all New York. It's called Leo's Bagels, and it's here at Hanover Square. It's phenomenal. Hey, Samuel's here. Prototypes is New York concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Agreed. Hey, Triple G says hi, Tom. Friday tonight. Very cool. Wow, down here's bringing back a lot of old memories. Catch the Truck says nothing like a street gyro, though. Catch the Truck, we're gonna have to get a gyro one night on the stream just for you. Yeah, EBITDA says Tom, can't go wrong with Beagles. Oh, can't go wrong with Bagel. I thought you said Beagles. Sorry, I can't really read tonight. I'm not the biggest fan of Bagel. Not the biggest fan. But if you want a real good place, EBITDA, anytime you're back in New York, trust me on this. I got you. You got to check out Leo's Bagels. It's only open at 3 o'clock, but that place is really, really good. And it's in a cool area too. Hanover Square. It's very close to Stone Street. I'm not sure if anybody on the chat is familiar with Stone Street, but it's a very cool, hip area with a lot of bars and restaurants. We'll take a little bit of a walk around. We'll see. But now here we are, everything that we've all been waiting for, the one, the only, the mighty bull. The beautiful bull is in the distance. Yeah, so GG NYC, Absolute Bagel was very good too. Hey, Kilo Whiskey Juliet says Tom, 2 Broadway is the MTA HQ. I never knew that, actually. Wow. Never knew that. So here we have the mighty bull, the mighty, mighty bull. Hey, Carol H is here. So Stone Street is awesome. What's up, Carol? So Carol, it's finally above freezing for once. It's actually a nice night. And to the right of us is the New York Film Academy, a very notable film school here in New York. But Carol, tonight we were talking about Amazon's earnings. They posted great EPS and great cloud growth in their AWS cloud computing segment. The stock's up about 15%, so the stock popped a little bit, which is good. Hey, Sunshine New York says, hey Tom, did you see that plunge Meta took? I did. We covered that yesterday on the stream. Good to see you, Sunshine New York. We're standing outside your favorite place, the Mighty Bull. Jerry says, Tom, please don't disgrace the Mighty Bull as many tourists do. The Mighty Bull says, I see you, Tom. Hey, what's up, Mighty Bull? So Mighty Bull, we're going to check out the Mighty Bull here for you in a minute. You just got to cross the street here on Broadway. But so here's something we talk about too. So if we talk about forward guidance, so Amazon actually guided Q1 revenue of 112 billion to about 117 billion, but analysts were expecting a guide of around 120 billion, so they actually missed on revenue guidance a little bit, which is a little bit of an issue, but the margins are expanding in their cloud computing unit and they produced phenomenal numbers. But in addition to their cloud computing unit, one of the things that was really encouraging to me is the Amazon ad growth. So their ad revenue grew 32% year over year to about $9.7 billion. And it is now third behind Google and Facebook for advertising revenue as a whole. So really, really phenomenal stuff. So Amazon is now a cloud giant. Well, they have been a cloud giant for quite a long time. Optimus Prime says, Tom, check your Instagram. I sent you the earnings report. I'm going to take a look at it. Is there anything particular you want me to check out there, though? Do you want me to do a model or DCF? Yeah, somebody says Snapchat is up, good quarter. Snap had a really good quarter, too. Hey, Triple G, good to see you. So I actually used to go to the gym here, this Planet Fitness. So every day when I used to get out of work, I used to go right in here. Hey, photos from around New York is here. What's up, photos? Always good to see you. Norm C says, what's in the bag? Hey, Sophia A says, you're an awesome person, so are you. Andy is here, says, hi Tom, nice Mighty Bull statue. One of my favorites. Ebita's like, Tom, if you want to do some DCFs, I could send you a ton of stuff. Ebita, if you have some nice templates, because I usually do this from scratch and it usually takes me forever. But if you have some templates where I could just plug and chug. Wow, photos from around New York says, Tom, I'm exhausted, excited for the week or weekend. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited too. I'm excited for the weekend. And so you guys can see how much traffic piles up here. And the Fearless Girl used to be right here, used to be mounted directly right here. And there used to be so many tourists that they would spill open into the street. Hey, Samantha J is here. Sergio, how are you? Sophia A says, do you live in New York or California? I've never been to California, but I live in New York and Miami. Hey, Ronald says, yo, what's up? Watching while working out. Very cool, Ronald. Awesome, dude. Thank you. Tom N says, Tom, were you ever on Saturday Night Live? I was not. I don't think I would operate well there. Oh, in the audience. No, I was never in the audience either. Stevie G says, loving New York City. I'm ready to see some palm trees. So we're going to be back in Miami probably this weekend. So Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to be flying back. And we're going to split our time, as everybody knows, about 50-50 between New York City and Miami. Chef Rocket says, Tom, what's up with Facebook? So we covered Meta's earnings in depth yesterday. They just had a big earnings miss, right? And if you want to do me a huge favor, I'm sort of running a poll. If you go to my YouTube community page, if you want to do me a favor and just pick one of the options on the poll, because one of the biggest things that was concerning me about Meta's or Facebook's earnings report is that their average daily users actually decelerated for the first time ever. So if you go to my YouTube community page and check it out, it'll ask you some questions about, do you utilize Facebook or do you utilize other social media platforms? And I'm going to incorporate this in the next Behind the Street newsletter. So if you go to the poll and just take it, I'm going to incorporate that poll into the next Behind the Street newsletter for next week. And if you want to sign up for that, if you type !news, NEWS in the chat, the Nightbot will drop the link to the Behind the Street newsletter that I write for everybody. And I think a lot of these stocks were down big because, if you look at a company like Microsoft, if you look at a company like these businesses are freaking monsters. So if you have consistent beat and raise quarters, and then you have another company that underperforms, money's going to flow to those companies that have the strongest fundamentals. So I'm not saying Facebook or Meta is down for the count and it's done and it's a terrible company. I'm just saying that there's probably better merchandise funds or fund managers were probably selling Facebook and buying Microsoft, selling Facebook, buying Amazon, if that makes sense. At least that's just my opinion. Check out this view of Trinity Church with the World Trade Center in the background. I think this is probably one of the best views we've had on the stream in a while. What do you guys think? Yeah, so to EBITDA's point, EBITDA said on Google's earnings report, they announced a 20-to-1 stock split. And the CEO said one of the reasons for this is because they want to make the shares quote unquote more affordable for individual investors. Now, there's a really important distinction that needs to be made here, because when a stock splits, right, it does not change anything to the underlying market capitalization or the valuation of the company. All it does is it produces more shares on the open market, but lowers the face value cost of those shares, right? So let's say, for example, company XYZ is trading at $1,000 a share. Well, to the common eye, that may seem a little bit intimidating. So the company could do something like a 2-for-1 stock split, a 20-to-1 stock split, in which case the valuation of the company would stay the same, but the share count would go up and the overall price of the stock would come down. But I think the real reason why Google did that is because it wants to be included in the Dow 30. So if we remember correctly, last year we had Salesforce, which is ticker symbol CRM, being incorporated in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So I think that Google wants to do the same thing. But yes, I do own Google. One of the things I like about when it rains in New York, the sidewalks shine in the rain. Pretty cool. Yeah, so NMB 045, the valuation is the same, right? So it's not like the price of the stock is going down. It's just the pricing changes, but the valuation remains the same. 2207 says, Tom, are you walking the Brooklyn Bridge tonight? Not tonight, because I just realized, I just looked at the time. We've already been streaming for over an hour. It seems like we just turned on the stream 50 seconds ago. And I do have to get home. So we're gonna walk back to the Moynihan train station and finish the stream. And I'll take you guys along for the ride. Travel says, what amount do you think is fair to someone just starting? So if you're just starting, I actually probably wouldn't make any investments, right? I think the most important thing when you're just starting out is you need to know what you're investing in and why, in my view. So I would start, reading about investments, reading about how to evaluate companies. But I always say your first investment should probably be an index fund because it'll provide a lot of diversity. And, if you think about it, about 30% of the weighting in the S&P 500 comes from only 10 stocks, right? So I'll say that again, 30% of the overall weighting of the S&P 500 comes from the top 10 stocks. And the vast majority of those stocks are all tech companies, except like United Health and Berkshire Hathaway. But that's before you buy individual stocks, you really need to understand how to evaluate a business, how to understand how the business operates, right? And some books that you could read is One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch, Margin of Safety by Seth Klarman, Common Stocks and Uncommon Profits by Phil Fisher. That's a great book. And How to Make Money in Stocks by William J. O'Neill. That is a phenomenal book. And William J. O'Neill is the founder of Investors Business Daily that was actually just acquired by News Corporation. So hopefully that answers your question. Hey Andy, good to see you. So Andy is joining us from South Korea. Andy, how is South Korea? Any updates? EBITDA says walks in Wall Street, 33% of the S&P 500 movement is from just 5% of the companies. Isn't that crazy? That's wild to think about. That's crazy to think about. All right, I'm going to show everybody the World Trade Center again before we make our way uptown. Cynthia Beal says, Tom, which of these books your best pick to start? So if you want to start off with a book, you know, I'd actually recommend this one. I would recommend Common Sense Investing by Jack Bogle. And I think there's actually a free audiobook online that I'll drop in the link in the description. So Jack Bogle is the former CEO of the Vanguard Group. Unfortunately, he passed away. But that's a good book really to explain what an index fund is, S&P 500 and all that. Yeah, so the Nightbot just dropped this book, The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by Jack Bogle. It's actually free, right? And that's the thing that I like about information and the internet. If you want to learn something, everything's pretty much provided to you for free, right? So it's all about the time and effort you put in, because all the tools are provided to us pretty much for free. And I try to provide as much free value and link. And here we are at the World Trade Center. Hey, Ken DeRoberts is Tom. Good evening. What's up, Ken? So Ken, we were just streaming around Lower Manhattan tonight. We took a look at the New York Stock Exchange Federal Hall, as well as the one and only Mighty Bull. And very seldom do we actually ever get to come down here. So I really wanted to stream from Lower Manhattan tonight. DJ Gaz says, Tom, do you ever show your face on the stream? I do sometimes. But if you want to see my face, in the links in the descriptions, you could follow my Twitter, my IG, things like that. But I mainly just post about like financial stuff on there. Okay, so let me just focus here. A lot of these cars have been blowing these red lights. Just allow me 1 second. Oh, check this view out, everybody. Look at this. So Shop by Scott, what do you think about the spire on the World Trade Center? I kind of like the color tonight. Hey Ken, this is Tom. Most of the snow is melted and washed away downtown. Some left here in Connecticut. Yeah, so this is, if anybody knows Solo 401, he's a good viewer in the chat. So if you type !Solo in the chat, the Nightbot will drop a little comment about Solo 401. But this is one of my favorite buildings it makes me really want to run through a wall. Makes me want to work hard. Love that building. Hey, we have the Mighty Bull here. It says greetings to all the moderators. Good to see you, Mighty Bull. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad we actually got to take a look at the Mighty Bull tonight. Don says, evening, brother. XXX. What's up, XXX? Optimus Prime says, Tom, can you explain about API that I asked about, that trading algorithms using Python? So an API is really how you hook into something, right? So it depends on how you're coding your algorithm. So are you building like a trading bot? Is that sort of what you're trying to do? Because you can API into, let's say, like an interactive brokers or something like that. But a lot of the quantitatives that I know, a lot of them will use like TradeStation. But you can definitely code some, trading bots in Python. But the only thing is you're just gonna have to know how to use the API, which is very, very simple. Very, very simple. So for example, if you just Google, hold on here, I'm just trying to cross the street. If you Google Interactive Brokers API, it'll actually show you step by step how to hook up a bot to the trading platform. And I think pretty much all of the major broker dealers, you'll be able to do that. Hey, Miami Mode 84 is here. Timothy is here. What's up, Timothy? Maria says, Tom, what do the moderators do? So they make sure everything is awesome on the channel. They make sure if any trolls come in that are, typing like curse words and all outlandish stuff, which sometimes happens, unfortunately, they'll put a stop to that. And they also will drop links to useful websites and things like that. They really, really help me out a lot. Hey, Timothy Bowden says, I'm a fan. Thank you. Thank you, Timothy. Appreciate it. Optimus Prime says, so algorithms will make trading decisions for me, ? Yeah, so they can, right? If you train the algorithm to do that. But really all an algorithm is, right? What you put in is what you get out, right? So you have to tell the algorithm what to do. And if you use like machine learning, it can get smarter and smarter and smarter. But let's say if you have a trading bot that you code, that you say, okay, buy Apple stock every time it breaks above its 50-day moving average, right? You can code that into Python or, use whatever language you want pretty easily, hook it up to Interactive Brokers or something with the API. And once those parameters are met, it'll automatically buy or sell the stock, if that makes sense. But it's endless. You can tell it to do whatever you want. But again, an algorithm is simply, what you tell it to do, it'll do, right? Tom says, I hate the rain more than the snow. And the vast majority of trading volumes on Wall Street are not like individual people like you and me trading. It's all algorithmic trading, right? So that's why a lot of the times we'll experience heightened volatility in some points, right? Because those are the algos going crazy and just dumping stocks or buying stocks and things like that. But overall, over the long term, high frequency trading and algorithmic trading is actually a very positive thing for the market because it provides a lot of liquidity for institutions and things like that. Hey, Chris, thank you so much for the $5 donation, Chris. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm glad you're feeling better from your foot injury. And we are right here at City Hall Park. Pearl Disciples, there's a lot of distortion in your mic. Yeah, so we don't have the microphone tonight, so you're going to hear a lot of the wind noise, which I apologize for. So I do apologize for that. We do not have the microphone tonight. NMB 045 says, does algorithmic trading exist for crypto? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, you can code a bot really for anything. Charlie Richardson says, I could imagine the powerful supercomputers used. Yep, that's another thing. Ice Champagne says, I love snow. It's an extreme rarity here, and very cool. Very cool. So now we just crossed Chambers Street and we are headed uptown. We're actually going to be able to walk through Chinatown tonight, which I'm really excited about. Obviously, it is the new year, so Happy New Year, everybody. Hey, Argentina's in the house. What is up, Argentina? Pearl Disciple says, why do we have those guys on the trading floor when bots can just do it themselves? Yeah, so we really don't, right? So anytime, for example, we were just right outside of the New York Stock Exchange. That place is really only like a historical monument, really, and just a TV studio. The vast majority of all the trading is actually done across the water in New Jersey. And all of that is automated. So, they keep some floor brokers just to, honestly, between you and me, just to make it look nice for the studio and for the cameras. But there's really no need, in my opinion, for traditional floor brokers and floor traders. Maybe just to add like a personal touch. I know that Rosenblatt Securities is down there, Citadel, but to be honest, there's almost none in comparison to what it used to be. Hey, Kathy Lyons says, happy birthday. Good to see you. Yikes, what was that? Did you guys hear that? Oh my God. All right, let's cross the street here. The sidewalk is closed. But everybody, if you look directly down this street, in the distance, you'll see the very top of the Chrysler building. So this little dot right there is actually the top of the Chrysler building. All right, so let's try to cross here. NMB 045 says, it's your birthday, Tom. No, my birthday is actually in May 25th is my birthday. But I think it's somebody's birthday in the chat, so happy birthday, whoever it is. But if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, feel free to leave a like on the video. It helps me out a lot. Yeah, Ruby Falcone says you could barely see it. And now we are coming across my street, Thomas Street. Smash the like button for Thomas Street, everybody. But these are the most beautiful buildings ever. Could you imagine living in that whole apartment there, the loft? Beautiful here. EBITDA is the only reason people trade close to the New York Stock Exchange is so they can get faster trades from being closer. Roy S. is Thomas Street. Yeah, a lot of so we're getting closer to like the Soho area. We still have to walk quite a ways up. But a lot of the lofts down here are beautiful, especially, but they are expensive. I will say expensive, but beautiful. Bernard Friedman, thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate you, Bernard Friedman. Hey, John says, Tom, what is your take on Facebook stock? Well, we did just cover that. They did miss earnings. So what I was saying is, if you have a company that's missing earnings, and then you have Amazon, you have Microsoft and Google blowing out their earnings, money is going to shift from one company to the other. So Bernard Friedman is our pal from Florida. Good to see you, Bernard. Mark Boland, please don't type. I know you're just joking around, but please don't type things like that in the chat, because there are some crazies out there that will do that stuff. Yeah, so John, I mean, you know, if we think about how Microsoft reported, right, exponential cloud growth for their Microsoft Azure platform, you know, also Google with their Google Cloud platform, and even though their Google Cloud unit lost money, it's actually continuously losing less and less money every quarter. So for example, a year ago, Google's cloud computing unit lost about $1 billion. Now, in this quarter, same quarter last year, you know, it lost about 850 million. So revenue is growing, losses are going down, which is great. Hey, Junior says he's back. Apologize for the wind, everybody, just bear with it. But here's another thing that was really, really encouraging about Amazon's report. So their Amazon ad revenue grew 32% year over year to $9.7 billion, and it is now third place behind Google and Facebook for advertising revenue. So not only is Amazon dominating in cloud computing, not only are they dominating in e-commerce, now they are number 3 spot behind Facebook and Google for advertising revenue. So 9.7 billion in ad revenue this quarter for Amazon. Just for comparison, Google reported about, I think it was 61.2 billion for their advertising revenue, but Facebook came in at around 32.6 billion. So really good all around. Wes, that's actually hilarious. So Wes says, yeah, this guy is for sure just streaming a video and talking over it from his room. If he was live, he'd do a backflip by now. So backflips are on Wednesdays, unfortunately, so you did miss the boat there. Thursdays, we do not do backflips. So if you tune in every Wednesday, that's when we crank out the backflips, but Thursday, you're a little bit late to the party, pal. Ah, Vinny Castellanos says your cheesecake is ready. Thank you, Vinny. I appreciate that. So I think there's a Harley Davidson store up here. Or was it in here? I think it was in here, but it closed down. I could have sworn there was a Harley. Hey, Joe Hernandez is here, says I missed the backflips. Good to see you, Joe. Hope you're well. So we're coming up to Canal Street. And we'll take a walk through Chinatown. So we're gonna make a right at Canal. Hey, 14 says, buy me some dumplings, please. I think everything's closed now, pretty much. Beautiful vacant lot we have here. Oh, this is one of my favorite buildings here off the canal. I'll show you guys. Check out all of the scaffolding here. Beautiful. Hey, Bonzo Lawal is here. What's up, Bonzo? Hey, Falcon Space, good to see you. Hope you're well. So we finally made it, everybody. We are at Canal Street. So somebody's asking, did I go to the Chinese New Year celebration yesterday? I didn't. I had to work, unfortunately. I would have loved to go. But I'm gonna try to go before I have to go back to Miami. Hey, Sammy Pays here. What's up, Sammy? We're walking eastbound on Canal Street, so we're headed towards what's it called? The Manhattan Bridge. Hey, Rock Miller 3 says hello from Detroit. Good to see everybody. Wow, it's only 9:10. Coolants 516. Thank you for the time check. Yeah, it is definitely pretty early tonight. We usually stream at about 8, but I started the stream a little bit early. Hey, JL, thank you so much for joining. Good to see you, JL. Hey, Jeff says, what's up, Tom? When are you back in Miami? So probably Saturday or Sunday. Saturday or Sunday, should be back. So we're almost in Chinatown. A couple more blocks. Somebody says, do I go to speakeasies? If so, what is my favorite speakeasy? So I don't really drink alcohol. I don't really go out to bars at all. But my family was in the alcohol business and the bar and restaurant business back in the day. So they used to run a lot of the speakeasies in Times Square back during Prohibition. In which case they would buy the alcohol from the mafia, obviously, because you couldn't get alcohol back then. But the funny thing is, a lot of the police officers, when they would get off of their shifts, they would actually go into my great-grandfather's bars and have a drink, because everybody knew it was so ridiculous. Just sort of like how, you know, the federal marijuana laws are ridiculous now. So here we are, everybody. We made it to Chinatown, one of my favorite places in the city. So we're on the corner of Canal Street and Baxter. And happy Lunar New Year to everybody. Hey, Daryl's here. Says good evening from Chicago, Illinois. So happy Lunar New Year to everybody. I wish you a very prosperous, successful, joyous New Year. Ruby Falcone says thank you for those stories. No problem, Ruby. Thank you for being here. Sammy Pay says, you heard the Upper East Side is more lively. I don't really like the Upper East Side, to be totally honest. Not a big Upper East Side kind of guy. and we will walk up here, which is Little Italy. Hey, Wands is amazing. All you show us, thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate everybody that's here. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We go live 3 days a week, and we are on the corner of Mulberry Street and Canal. And we'll take a walk through all the beautiful lanterns here. V says, are you always in a good mood? Not always. You know, I took a psychology class in college. It had to do with policing specifically, because I went to a criminal justice school. And they did say that people who are happy all the time, 24/7, and never have a change of emotions, those are people that are showing sociopathic tendencies. Pretty interesting. That's why you'll see a lot of serial killers always be laughing and happy, because they have complete disregard for everybody else. And they always have those weird sort of cringy smiles. Not always, but sometimes if you're happy and you're never sad and you never have a change of emotion, that could be a sign of sociopathic tendencies. Aaron Prost is probably narcissistic too. Somebody says you mean Ted Bundy. Wow, I love coming down here. Look at how beautiful it is down here. Hey, chat, says Tom, has the rally officially failed? There's too early to tell. Too early to tell. Too early to tell. JL says Italians are happy when they're cooking. I could attest to that. Hey Ben, good to see you. Says, do you ever watch the videos about New York City in the 70s and 80s? Sometimes I do. Sometimes we do.
Big baby.
Hey, Joshua Lopez is here. What's up, Josh? Thanks for joining. We are now walking through Chinatown tonight. I love these. I'm kind of glad I have the umbrella. I should be using it, but I'm sort of using it as like a laser pointer tonight. I love all the different colors here, all the lights. Jamie says, do you have a car? I do not have a car. But good to see you, Jamie. Judy D says, nice decorations. I like these original buildings with the scaffolding here. Check it out. Hey, Mona D is here. What's up, Mona D? Somebody says, Tom, what is that spot you like to eat in Chinatown? I'm going to take you guys to it right now. It's a really, really good soup place, and I'll take you directly in front of it. So if you guys want to come here yourself, more than happy to. Highly recommend it. So you have these beautiful lanterns here, but also to the right and the left. Hey, greetings from Saudi Arabia. Welcome everybody from Saudi Arabia. Good to see you. Jeff says, Tom, my woman wants to know if you ever wrote a book. So I have not. I have not wrote a book. The only thing I write right now is I have a newsletter. But I do enjoy writing a lot. I don't think I'm very particularly good at writing, but I have a lot of thoughts in my mind. Sometimes they come out on paper quite nicely, other times they don't. Hey, Mike Simmons is here. This is The Rain and the Lights. Give it a Blade book. Oh, sorry, mixed up two comments. Give it a Blade Runner vibe. Hey, Insurance Practice Exams is here. Good to see you. Photos from around New York says all good writers don't think they're good at writing. So here's what I do when I write. It's sort of like I have all of my thoughts in my head, and it's almost like I have crazy anxiety to just get them all down on the paper, all my ideas down on the paper at once. So I refuse to make any edits because I feel like if I edit anything, it's going to destroy the flow of my writing. So that's why oftentimes you'll see egregious grammatical errors in a lot of my writing. But I'd rather have that than to have the flow be messed up. And I think that's why I always got horrible grades in English throughout high school and college. But I'd rather have the writing more free-flowing. So if anybody's ever read one of my newsletters, Behind the Street, I try to write it as I talk, right? So if you listen to me talk on the streams, the goal is when the reader reads it, I want it to be like you could almost hear my voice. But a lot of the times that doesn't turn out the way I want. So this is my favorite place here in Chinatown. It's called Great New York Noodle Town. If you want something that's really, really affordable and really, really good, you gotta come here. It's one of my favorite places. But it is cash only, I believe, just to let everybody know, because very rarely do I ever carry cash. But sometimes when I do have cash, I come here specifically. Somebody says, do your legs ever hurt from walking? Not really, because I am a big runner. And I played soccer in college, so I'm very used to running around. Hey, Judy says, Tom, I'm Jeff's woman, and I think you are very intelligent and interesting and should think about writing someday. Appreciate that, Judy. Thank you very much. If you want to check out some of my writing, if you type !news, NEWS in the chat, it'll drop a link to my newsletter. Hey, Joey's here, says, I love the buildings. We don't have those nice buildings in Tampa, Florida. Love Tampa, Florida. So right here is the Manhattan Bridge. Hey, Alicia, good to see you. Hope you're well. So I'll continue to plug this noodle spot here because I enjoy it very much. One of my favorite places. So if you're ever in the city visiting, please come here and support it. Local small business, very good, very nice people, and very good food. Let's see if they have a menu. I'll let you guys take a look at the menu. But the focus may be out of whack. Hold on. Hey, Bonnie Hudson's here. I know NG's like I could go for something to eat right now. So could I, but I don't have any cash, which kind of stinks. I would get something to eat 100%. So this is what I get, guys. When I come here, I usually get the wonton noodle soup. And look, it's only $7. And it's a lot of food. Very, very good. So you can get a really good meal here for $6, $7. Would highly recommend it. All right, let me refocus the camera. We should be good. Yeah, so a lot of people are saying, what do I usually get from there? Usually the wonton noodle soups. Very good. So once again, it is on the corner of Bowery and Bayard Street right here. Hey, Bernard Friedman, thank you for joining us tonight. I really do appreciate it. Shop by Scott says, can you see them making the wontons at the table or the corner? That's when you know it's authentic. So a lot of the times they'll cut up the, the pork, the chicken and everything right there, and the duck. Yeah, Scott, whenever you're back in New York, you got to go to this place. Layla, thank you. 84 Bowery. Good to see you, insurance practice exams. The ABX girl, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. So we were talking about Amazon in the stream, but topic number 2 is Snapchat. So Snapchat beat on earnings expectations, revenue expectations, as well as user growth expectations. Earnings per share came in at about 22 cents. Analysts were expecting only 10 cents. So a pretty decent sized beat there. Nothing too major, only 22 cents of EPS, but it is a start, a move in the right direction. Revenue came in at 1.3 billion versus analyst expectations of about 1.2. A little bit of a beat there. And daily active users came in at 319 million when analysts were expecting 316. So a beat there. I've never been to this place, but I think I'd like to someday. So there is a metric that a lot of Wall Street analysts look at, and it's called ARPU. I'm not sure if anybody's ever heard of it or knows what the acronym means, but ARPU means average revenue per user. And Snapchat came in right at around $4.06 of ARPU, as opposed to $3.79 that analysts were expecting. So a really good quarter. Yesterday the stock was down 20%. Now it's up about 60%. Crazy. Jay Fox says, when did you learn about the stock market? I've really been studying it all my life. This is as a hobby. But the acronym is ARPU. Ken Glass says, hi Tom. Don't you think the best food is in New York? I do. I do think the best food is in New York. But a lot of my friends that have visited France say the best food and the best restaurants are in France or Paris, but I cannot confirm or deny that, being that I've never been there. Joey says, what time do the stores close here in Chinatown? Because there's pretty much none open. Yeah, I mean, if anybody's viewing my streams on a regular basis, a lot of the stores will be closed. Mainly because I'm working until about 8 o'clock at night most of the time. But, all of these stores are open during the day. So this place looks phenomenal during the day. But I'd probably say they probably close it right around 8 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock. It does look like some of the restaurants are open. There's actually a lot of people in this one across the street. Odie says, you have any friends in Manhattan? Yeah, a ton of friends here. Jamie says, why don't you have a car and what time is it there? I'm not a big fan of automobiles, to be honest. I'd much rather walk or take the subway. I feel that cars are quite a liability, and I don't really want to think about parking the car, paying the parking tickets, the insurance. I think at this point in my life, I don't even really want to think about a car just yet. And I think the public transportation in the places that I live is quite good. So obviously in New York City, public transportation is good, but we walk everywhere in New York. And in Miami, contrary to what a lot of people say, I think the public transportation is great. I've never had an issue with Miami-Dade County public transportation. Last, does ever get any weird looks talking and videoing, or is it pretty normal now? I don't really even pay attention to anybody around me. So I don't know, I'd assume we get weird looks sometimes, but I try to be, I don't try to film people. I actually try to avoid people because not everybody likes being recorded. So I do try to avoid people as best I can. Ah, Shot by Scott says, Tom, do you have friends to call/text first? Or are they real friends that reach out first? I got some real friends that reach out first. Good point, Scott. Hey, Jari115 says, watching from Liverpool, UK. Great stream. Hey, thank you for being here. Love Liverpool. Hey, Thomas Brady is here. What's up, Tom Brady? Says, Tom, I'd love to know where you think the best place to buy or get your business shirts. Starting as a lawyer in a couple of weeks, looking for tips. The best place to buy or get your business shirts. So I don't have any business shirts. But I think there's actually a guy on the chat, I think his name may be behind the truck, that he owns like a print shop that'll do all that stuff for you. But honestly, I can't advise on that. I'm not too sure. Alex says, what part of Miami do you live in? North Miami Beach. But then again, Alex, like, I understand that people may need a car, but I think I'm a little bit of an oddball out because, you know, I'm totally okay with walking 10 miles somewhere. So a little bit of a custom dress shirts. Copy that. Yeah, I thought he meant like logos and things. You know, not for nothing. Oh, hold on, let me cross the street here. Not for nothing, the Macy's at Herald Square, if you go to the 5th floor, they'll custom tailor a suit for you, they'll custom fit shirts for you. So when I used to, you know, back before the pandemic, when I used to work at my previous tech company, I actually used to just go to Macy's and they would measure you up. I got, you know, 2 or 3 suits that were really, really nice. And it's pretty affordable. But I don't think I've ever spent more than like $500 on a suit. Maybe not even that much. Alex says that's why you see most of the fancy sports cars towards the beach. Funny. Tom M says, are you from Long Island? I am. So everybody, now we have just crossed over from Chinatown into Little Italy. I'll show you some of the architecture here. Odie says, hey, not trying to be rude, but how much money you got? Oh, I think that's a song, I believe, from 21 Savage, if I remember correctly. Am I right on that, or am I wrong on that? I think 21 Savage has a song like that. How much money you got? Something like that. Ruby Falcone says, I really like Little Italy. I love the vibe of this place. Very relaxing, very nice. Odie says, wasn't intending that, but great job. Hey, Oliviera's here. Says, hey Tom, how you doing today? We're doing good. It's been quite the stream tonight. We started by the beautiful World Trade Center. We were talking about Amazon and Snapchat's earnings tonight as we were walking back to the Moynihan train station. Yeah, 14 says Little Italy probably doesn't have that many Italians anymore. You know, unfortunately, a lot of them were pushed out just because of the cost of living here. So a lot of the Italians that used to live in Little Italy are in places like Staten Island, Long Island, Nassau, Suffolk County, and also in the Bronx too. There's a big Italian population in the Bronx. Hey, Les is such a unique city, Tom, from a small town in southern Michigan. Different world and great stream. Hey, well, thank you for joining. We appreciate it. Roy S.'s monthly rent for parking space near Central Park is already more than $600 a month. That is true. One of my first jobs as a teenager, I used to work in a parking garage washing rental cars as a teenager. And back in the day, I think about, what was that, 2014? Man, such a long time ago already. Yeah, I mean, we were charging customers, I think, about $450 for a regular sedan. But let's say if you wanted to park like an Escalade or like a Rolls Royce or something, it could be upwards of $1,000 a month. Somebody says, show me a menu. Okay, I'll show you guys this menu. If you guys are enjoying Little Italy, feel free to smash the like button. Joshua Lopez says, Tom, what is your favorite place to eat in the city? Well, there's a good Italian restaurant on Restaurant Row near, it's in the 40s. It's called Becco, B-E-C-C-O. And it's a restaurant by Lydia. And so she is a part owner. Hey, War Walker, thank you for the PayPal donation. Appreciate it, War Walker. You're always very, very nice and generous and kind. Appreciate you very much. But yeah, I would check out Becco. It's a very good restaurant. If you're ever in New York City, you gotta come. And what I would get is I would get a dish called the Pasta Trio. So essentially what it is, you get to pick a salad or an antipasta, which I would highly recommend the antipasta. And then they have 3 main pasta dishes for the night, and it's all unlimited. So you can eat as much as you want of the 3 pasta dishes until you get full. Wow, check this out, everybody. Right outside of the Cannoli King. Beautiful view of the Empire State Building tonight. Yeah, Andreas A says Becco is the affordable version. It's not bad. I mean, not bad at all. So that is the Cannoli King there. Hey, Brian says the bakery is the best in New York. You know what was the best bakery I've ever been to? Everybody? You ready? I forgot the name of it, so it's probably not going to help you much. But it is in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. So there's a donut shop in Greenpoint, Brooklyn that is by far, I'm not even exaggerating, it is the best thing I have ever eaten in my entire life. So if anybody in the chat could try to help me out here. I completely forget the name. I'm horrible with names, but when I used to live in Brooklyn, Greenpoint, I would always, every Sunday morning, I would walk to this bakery and get donuts and things like that. I forget what it's called, but it's unbelievable. Oh, Peter Pan, that's it. Bingo. Wait, I'm not sure. I think it's called Peter Pan. You know, if you just Google famous donut shop, Greenpoint, Brooklyn, it's going to come up. There's going to be thousands of articles about it. But it's a very small family-owned place, and it's unreal. It's unreal. Hey, Coco is here. Says, hi, guys. What's up? Good to see you. Jose Torres says, hello from Chile. Shop by Scott's is Sara Lee. Yeah, photos from around New York. Do you know what it's called? Hey, John Ellis here. Says oil price CL hits 8-year high. Still going. Yeah, so that is the crude oil futures, ticker symbol CL. My price target for the end of the year. Peter Pan. Yes, Peter Pan Bakery. Could anybody drop a link of that bakery? Because if you ever come to New York, I'm telling you, you gotta make a trip. Even though Greenpoint is a total debacle to get to, it's worth it. It's worth the trip. Hey, Blessed 876 says just Google it. It's called Peter Pan. Yeah, that place is like unreal, but it's all cash. This guy's getting towed. It's not fun. Kilo Whiskey Juliet says it's Peter Pan. Thank you, Kilo Whiskey Juliet. Hey, Cosmo's here. What's up, Cosmo? Good to see you, Cosmo Scary. Thank you for joining. So, Cosmo, we started the stream off at the World Trade Center, and then we walked around the Mighty Bull, the Wall Street Mighty Bull, the Fearless Girl, as well as the New York Stock Exchange. And tonight's topic of discussions, we were analyzing Amazon as well as the one and only Snapchat. Amazon up 15% after hours off of a great quarter. Strong AWS cloud computing revenue. Snapchat, I think, is still up about 66% after getting hammered off the back of the Facebook or Meta earnings report. Wow, so Shop by Scott says, this is the first time I'm listening on my AirPods, and you're the best surrounding sound ever. Spatial audio is awesome. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. So everybody, now we are on Mulberry Street and Kenmare Street on the corner. Nicole is here. Hey, what's up, Nicole? Good to see you. So if you look to your left, you're going to see one of my favorite Egyptian restaurants. And we actually have a lot of viewers on the channel from Egypt. So I'm going to take a little bit of a pit stop at this restaurant called Zuba. Very good. Coco says, why is Miami very expensive? Yeah, so it's interesting. Miami is very, very expensive. So is New York. And I believe it was Monday's stream where we did an in-depth analysis of the New York City housing market and the rental market, and median rents in New York City are at their highest ever. So all-time record high for median rents in New York City, right at $3,400 a month. Ruby Falcone says, is Egyptian food spicy? Not the dish that I got. The dish that I got was not spicy, but this is a phenomenal place. Cosmos is not the biggest fan of Zuba, to be honest. Cosmo, I love this place, man. I absolutely love that place. Leitha says, I dated an Egyptian guy and he took me there. What did you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down? What do you think? Dan McLaren says, Miami had the highest increase in rent in the entire country. Yeah, so I think the biggest housing markets that experienced the highest price hikes was Miami, New York, Denver, I think Austin, Texas, and I think San Francisco as well. Hey, Jose, thank you so much for the $5 donation, Jose. Appreciate it. And Jamie, thank you so much for the $4 donation. I appreciate it very much. Thank you everybody for the support. Lay, this is Tom. It was okay. A subjective taste was subjective. That's fair. That's fair. Yes, Smee Media says Austin, Texas is on the list. All right, everybody, we're crossing Spring Street. Spring Street headed northbound. But Jamie, thank you for the support. I appreciate it a lot. So hopefully once the weather gets nice, we're gonna be back on the skateboard. We always used to skateboard up and down this road on the streams every night. That was a good time, good times. Dan McLaren says, I just wish there was venture capital in Miami. I actually have a couple of friends that moved to VC firms in Miami. They were M&A investment bankers in New York for Morgan Stanley, and now they work in Miami at a VC fund. Hey, 48 is here from New Zealand. Good to see you, 48. This is Tom, does a great job here. Good to see you. Al Baker's 75 degrees in Hollywood, Florida. I think just last week there was iguanas falling from the trees down in southern Florida because it got down below freezing. Western Mass Dave says, Tom, missing the 24/7. We're gonna have to bring back the 24/7 skateboarding stream, but I want to film a little bit more content first and try to make it a 10-hour loop as opposed to the 5-hour. Hope everything is going well in New Zealand. Joey says, if you live there, where does everyone park their cars? Just curious. Probably in just parking garages here. Just in the parking garages. Skip says, Tom, why does the scaffolding stay up so long in New York City? Is it permits or regulations? Yeah, so Skip, it's a good question. We've talked about it before, but so essentially the landlords have a choice, right? A lot of the time, these landlords of these buildings will get hit with code violations. So building code violations, either the facade of the building is loose, it could fall on somebody. So they have a choice. They could either get it repaired, or what they can do is they could just build the scaffolding and they can leave it up in perpetuity, in which case they'll only have to pay to put up the scaffolding and they won't have to pay for the repairs. And this has become a real big problem in New York City because, you know, people have been complaining, like, why is there so much scaffolding everywhere? Because the landlords are not mandated to fix the property, which I don't think they should be mandated. It's a really, really screwy situation. But that's essentially the reason why. They could leave the scaffolding there forever. So hopefully that answers your question. Hey, Pixelogic says, hi Tom, fellow Long Islander. Playing your stream has become our nightly ritual. Hey, thank you for that. I appreciate that very much. Are you guys from Nassau, Suffolk? South Shore, North Shore? Hey, Uma says, hi, just subscribe. Thank you, everybody. So if you haven't subscribed yet and you're enjoying the stream, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Oh, this guy has a GoPro on his helmet. That's awesome. We go live 5 days a week, so if you want to be a part of it, feel free to subscribe and leave a like on the video if you're enjoying the stream. As we pass East Houston Street in Lafayette, headed northbound towards the Moynihan train station, and we're actually about to pass one of my favorite coffee shops in Manhattan. We just got to make sure we don't get hit by one of these taxi cabs here. That definitely would not be fun. Maybe fun for you guys, but not too fun for me. Shot by Scott, good to see you. Says, I watch Tom so much I've started speaking with the same inflections as he does. That's hilarious. Hey, Pixelogic says we're in Suffolk. Very cool. Very, very cool. So my cousins used to live in Watermill way back in the day, which is way out east on the island. But I am from South Shore, Long Island. So here we are, everybody. This is one of my favorite places. It's called Gasoline Alley Coffee. Highly, highly recommend this place. I go in here a lot. Hey, nice guys, I'll have to try it out. Thank you for the find. No problem. Yeah, photos from around New York, you're right. So Watermill does have a lot of nice windmills. But the thing is, over the years, Watermill has gotten so expensive. You know, because Watermill is very close to the Hamptons. So very, very expensive now on the way eastern end of Long Island. Al Baker says, do they roast their own coffee? I believe they do. SME Media says, if you were a sports announcer, which sport would you call? Probably soccer. I did play college soccer, so I enjoy it very much. Oh, but everybody, if you're interested in coffee, we actually have a viewer on the stream that owns a coffee company. So Joey in the chat owns a coffee company. And I think I programmed it in one of the Nightbot commands. Hey, Steve Buffalo says, Tom, Behind the Street issue number 12 was insightful. Hey, thank you, Steve. I appreciate it very much. So to anybody who reads the newsletter, I really, really mean it. Thank you very much. It's kind of cool to have people read my work. So thank you again. Hey, Yanling Chen says Olympic Games. Good to see you, Yanling Chen. I hope you're well. So now we are at Bond Street. Hey, Tortellini says, what's up, good people? Yanling Chen says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Happy New Year to you too. Thank you for joining. Alexander says, hello from Cupertino, California. Latha says, 811 watching. Smash the like button. Thank you, Latha. Hey, Patty Benty says, how are you, Tom? I'm doing really good. We're getting some exercise in. We're walking all the way from Lower Manhattan to the Moynihan train station. I think that's probably a little over 3 miles. Maybe a little bit more, right? 4 miles? Aaron Prill. But Snapchat today reported their first profitable quarter on a net income basis as a public company. So so the stock was up pretty big. So first profitable quarter as a public company. But obviously Amazon stole the show with their cloud computing business being a bright spot, with AWS revenues up 40% year over year to $17.78 billion, well above analyst estimates. So if they can continue to compound out a 40% annualized growth rate in their cloud computing unit, I mean, it's going to be lights out. Hey, Julie says, this is my new favorite live stream. Hello from Minnesota. How's the weather in Minnesota? I would love to check it out someday. But thank you for watching. Appreciate it. All right, I'll let the viewers decide. Should we continue up this way to St. Mark's Place and then head all the way up towards the Moynihan train station? Or do you guys want to see Washington Square Park and the NYU Stern Business School? So I'll wait here. So just let me know what you guys want to do. If you want to see Washington Square Park, we'll go this way. And if you want to see Astor Place, we'll go up here in St. Mark's. Hey, Zilch is here. What's up, Zilch? Uma says, do you stream every night? Not every night. We usually stream about 5 days a week. Washington Square Park. Okay. We'll go to Washington Square Park once the traffic clears up here. Wow, an overwhelming amount of response. Washington Square Park. Hey, Kira J, good to see you. RCM says, at the time I thought something was funny with your hand, but it was actually the end of the umbrella. Hilarious. Hey Terry, what's up? All right, we'll go to Washington Square Park. So Lady O, this is another La Colombe location. Good coffee in here too. Patty Benty says, Tom, where do you live in New York? I used to live right here in Midtown Manhattan, but now I'm back out on Long Island, and I split my time 50-50 between Miami, Florida, and New York. Smee says, have you ever seen a celebrity on these walks? I don't know, I'm just not into that kind of stuff, but I don't really notice it, but I would assume we've probably walked past some pretty notable people. But I've never seen anybody of notice, I don't think. Pendacolima says, hey Tom, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Yeah, Lady was like, now I want a cup of La Colombe. Same here. Same here. Hey Zilch, thank you so much for the $5 donation, Zilch. You're too kind. Thank you. Hey Duke 1773, thank you. Somebody says, technical questions, what's with the blue names and the blue wrench? So those are the moderators, so they will help moderate the chat, drop useful links and things like that. Hey, Fresh Boy Will says, are you using an iPhone? If so, how does it not die? Well, it usually lasts for about an hour and a half, but I am using an iPhone 11. But I usually charge it to 100%, stream until it dies. Anita says, oh, thanks for the clarification. There you go, Scott. Picturing Cosmo in a maintenance jumpsuit. So funny. Yeah, Andy says good battery on the iPhone 11. Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, I haven't gotten hit with the Tim Cook conspiracy theory that every 3 years your iPhone battery, excuse me, is going to die. It's actually held up pretty well. So now we are here at New York University, but if you look to your left, this is going to be the NYU School of Business. So the Stern School of Business, where one of my favorite professors of all time teaches, and his name is Damodaran. And a lot of the times he'll actually be on CNBC and things like that. And he's considered the dean of valuation. So if anybody, is interested in investing, and not just so much investing, but really how to do a deep dive of securities analysis, how to understand the operations of a business. If you go on Aswad Damodaran's YouTube channel, a lot of the times he'll post some of his NYU lectures for free for everybody to watch. And he teaches right here at the Stern School of Business. Hey, Sunshine After Rain is here. What's up, Sunshine? Sunshine After Rain, you missed it. We were on Wall Street tonight, checking out the New York Stock Exchange, the Mighty Bull, the Fearless Girl. And talking about Amazon's earnings, as well as Snapchat today. Two big, massive movers in the market after hours. Shot by Scott. Welcome to the fellowship. Hilarious. Yeah, if anybody wants to check out Shot by Scott, great photographer in the Miami-Dade County area. Pixelogic says, what kind of gimbal do you use? I'm not even sure. I just typed in gimbal on Amazon and I just bought the first one that came up in suggestions. I'm being honest. I really don't know what it's called. So here we are in Washington Square Park, one of my favorite places. And if you guys remember correctly, in the summer, we always used to skateboard around here, which was always a good time. Very fun park to be in the summer. If you like tea, check out Sullivan Street Tea and Spice Company between 3rd Avenue. I will check that out. I am a big fan of tea. Kira J says, love the parks. Duke 1773 says, park after dark, beware, park after dark. It's actually kind of nice in here. We'll probably see all the skateboarders in the fountain there. XOXO says, would you be interested to work for a Google company? Probably not at this stage of my life, to be honest. I kind of want to try to start my own thing. But I've done it. I've done all the, working at major tech and telecom companies. Maybe, and look, I could go back to working for, a major tech company again. Maybe I will. But I think at this point in my life, I just don't think so right now. Wow, check that out, everybody. You got the arch here, and you can see a beautiful view of the Empire State Building. G Girl says, how cold is it? It's not that cold. It's actually quite nice. Probably like 45 degrees. Is smoking weed legal in New York City? I believe it is. I think it's decriminalized. But everybody, you know, sort of does whatever they want here. Okay, so this is the Empire State Building. I'm gonna show you guys on the other side, the one and only World Trade Center. And this is where we started the stream. I think this is the umbrella. There's nothing wrong with the hand, it's the umbrella. Yeah, if you type exclamation point solo 401's favorite building here. I have the umbrella tonight because it was raining quite a lot. So now we are going to be walking up Fifth Avenue. Daddy Boggs says, New York City has its looks, but I'm glad I moved to Florida. Yeah, you know, a lot of New Yorkers move to Florida, and what they do is they stay for the winter, and then in the spring and the summer, they come back to New York. It's called being a snowbird. This to Tom's tour guides us with his umbrella pointer. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a Walks in Wall Street branded umbrella so I can point out things to you guys. Buy the 200 strike calls on Atlassian. Buy the 150 strike calls on Apple. Something like that, who knows? Does anybody know what time it is? Could we just get a quick time check in the chat? I want to make sure I'm not going to miss my train. Hey, Mark Lee says, living in Florida, but miss New York City with a passion. Really beautiful city. Well, you got to come back. I mean, you could always visit. I mean, the thing that I like about Miami, Florida, is that it's only 2.5 hour flight. You know, sometimes it could take you 2.5 hours to get all the way back to Long Island if it's a big traffic day. So 10:07, thank you guys. I think my train is at 10:30, so I think we may just make it. So perfect timing. Hey, I see Lewis in the chat. What's up, Lewis? Bonnie Hudson, good to see you. Simi Media says run. Yeah, Lady says better pick up the pace. Yeah, we're gonna turn up the pace a little bit. Speed walking as we pass 35th Avenue. I think we'll make it because we're on 10th Street right now. We gotta go to 34th. We can crank out, 30 blocks in no time. Zilchkin says, can you go to Bryant Park during the day? So you know what, everybody? My new office, I just got a WeWork. So I'm in a WeWork building, and one of the main ones that I work at is at Bryant Park. So maybe, tomorrow is my last day, my last work day in the city. So maybe we'll do a Bryant Park study and chill stream where I'll just leave the phone looking out the window and you guys can take a look at the view during the day while I'm working. Maybe I'll do that. We used to do that at the New York Public Library, but we'll see. Hey, Drake Smith is here. What's up, Drake? Always a pleasure to have you. is a great idea. Yeah, so I mean, WeWorks, I've been telling everybody about WeWorks. But another, speaking of WeWork, Marcelo, which is actually the CEO or the former CEO of SoftBank, he actually stepped down. And Marcelo actually used to be my old CEO. So I used to work for Marcelo. Me and hundreds or thousands upon thousands of other people. But he was a really good CEO to work for because he made the compensation plans extremely lucrative. But, you could get a pretty good deal at WeWork right now. I think it's like $600 a month, and you have access to every single WeWork location in the United States. So this is the New School, very famous New School right here. Jay Fox says, what do you think of Zucker leaving CNN? To be honest, I don't even know who that is. I mean, that may show my ignorance, but I do not watch mainstream media. So I don't know who Zucker is. The only person I know at CNN is, what do you call it? What's his name? Don Lemon. That's the only guy I know at CNN. I don't know this Zucker guy. But hey, I wish him a good retirement. I mean, as long as he didn't do something wrong. Why did he leave? All right, so we're making good timing, everybody. So if we head directly down here, this is Union Square. Oh, Anderson Cooper too. I know Anderson Cooper. But I mean, to be honest with you, I don't watch too much mainstream media. I don't watch Fox News. I don't watch CNN. To me, it's just not. It's not news. It's not news. I mean, I think ever since I'd say about 2015, maybe even a little bit before that, Fox News and CNN has lost all credibility. Totally fake news. I mean, if you want to talk about like really fake news, Fox News and CNN are it's literally fake news. I would never watch CNN and I would never watch Fox News. I mean, unless you want to be afraid and just hide under your bed all day, because if you watch CNN, it's like, Donald Trump he's making your life horrible. He's ruining the world. And then if you watch Fox News, it's like, the liberals are destroying the world. Everything, how do you operate like that? That makes people paralyzed. That makes people, divisive. I can't be any part of that. I don't want any part of that. But I digress. Hey, TME TV is here. What's up, TME TV? Did you go to the Grand Ole Opry today? I was watching an interesting podcast that put it a very, very interesting way. And, you have to look at the incentivization hierarchy at these organizations. And the mainstream media is not anymore to provide ethical news. And to be honest, it's all about generating clicks and viewership to drive advertising dollars. Right? And you guys know me, I'm a big free markets guy, big capitalist all the way. But to a point, I'm not for manipulating people to drive viewership and ad revenue. And that's exactly what CNN does. And that's exactly what Fox News does. They want you to be paralyzed. They want you to think the world is falling, and the reason why your life is terrible is because of Joe Biden, and the reason why your life is terrible is because of Donald Trump. It's all nonsense. It's nonsense. But that's just my opinion. That's just my view. Lady 1014, almost to the train. 15 minutes to get to 34th Street. Look, I mean, some segments I'm looking at some of the comments, and I do agree that some of the news segments, it is, it's all right, but the vast majority is just hysteria. And I that's the one thing, that's my biggest pet peeve, is people just driving hysteria. And I wish I could read all your comments, but I gotta get a train. But I am looking at a lot of them. Hey, Marty Lewis is here. What's up, Marty Lewis? Good to see you. Tom AK says you'll never make it. We're gonna make it, I promise. We are gonna make it. I just gotta make this light. You can cut attention with the knife. We're gonna make it, I promise. We will make it, I guarantee it. I think the train is at 10:30 on the dot. And we're already almost at 23rd Street, so we're good. We are good. All right, I gotta stop at this light though. But if you see here, the blue building is the One Vanderbilt building. Brand new One Vanderbilt. So the last thing I'll say about the mainstream media though is, they always try to push this narrative to say, if you vote for this person, they're gonna make your life better. And if you vote for this person, they're gonna make your life better. And I can guarantee you, voting for a particular politician is not gonna change your status in life at all. It's so detached from reality. You gotta make it happen on your own. There's no politician that's gonna change your life for the better. Not Trump, not Biden, not Obama, not Bush, not Ronald Reagan, nobody. You gotta do it yourself. And the mainstream media is just all about dumping on certain politicians and hyping other ones up, but it's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. So the blue building right here, One Vanderbilt, one of my favorites. But we're actually about to see another one, which is the clock tower. Check it out. This is a phenomenal one right here. All right, we just got the light. We're gonna make it. (23rd Street). If you look to your left, you're gonna see Italy, good Italian restaurant. Well, Italian grocery store, I should say. Italy Cafe. fantastic. You got to try it. A little bit expensive, but I think it's worth it. You know, once in a while, just to have some fun. I enjoy going there. Sometimes I go in there with my mother. Have a good time. I think we're gonna make it. Hey, Cynthia Beale's here. What's up, Cynthia? Somebody says, do I have shutters on my windows in New York City? Well, I think my last apartment in the city, you know, now that I think about it, I don't think I had any shutters or blinds or anything. But then again, my window wasn't facing anybody. It was facing like the park. So I don't think there was anybody that could look in. I mean, unless there was like somebody with binoculars or something. Hey, Christy's here. What's up, Christy? From Iowa. Very cool. No way, it's not 10:20. Well, I mean, even if it's 10:20, I think we'll be right on time. Because now we're coming up on 26th Street and Broadway. Hey, Joey says blogs are beautiful. So everybody, just a quick... So my phone is on 10% battery, so it may die. So a quick recap of the stream tonight. We were streaming from Lower Manhattan, and we were talking about Amazon's earnings report. Came in better than expected. But we also talked about Snapchat a little bit. And if you guys want to sign up for my Behind the Street newsletter that I send out to everybody, if you type !news NEWS in the chat, the Nightbot will drop the link to the Behind the Street newsletter, and I send that out to over 400 investors every single week. It's a blast. I have a lot of fun writing for you guys and sharing ideas, so thank you for that. Ooh, we got to stop and look at this building though. Check this out. This thing is kind of cool. Wow. Pretty cool. Very unique in here. Oh yeah, SME Media says train, forgot. But I kind of like, that was a nice place in there. And if you guys enjoyed the stream tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new, as we stream 5 days a week between New York City and Miami. But we're gonna have a good view of the Empire State Building right here. Oh, but you know what I was thinking about? Well, I'll let you guys take this view in. Beautiful view. All right, so we made it. $10.24. I'm seeing a lot of "he won't make it" in the chat. I'm telling you guys, don't underestimate. I'm telling you, we'll make it. But some interesting news that I'm thinking about for next year. I think I may run the New York City Marathon and stream it. So just like this. So if you guys would like to see that next year, let me know. And I'll live stream the entire New York City Marathon with all of you guys. And we could hang out for 26 miles. I think we'll make it if we get this light.
I can't do the neutral.
Does anybody know what time it is? Oh, it's 10:26. We're good.
I'll show you his present so you can see his present.
All right, everybody, here we are. The one and only Penn Station. We made it. Thank you for joining me tonight. And I promise we will be right back here tomorrow. So smash the like button because we made the train. And subscribe if you are new. Check out the Behind the Street newsletter. And to the Mighty Bull. Have a good night. I don't know what that was, but have a good night wherever you are, because, you know, there's always a bull market somewhere. We just need to know where to look. And I'll see everybody right back here on the stream tomorrow. All right, everybody, gotta go. Thanks for joining. I'll see you tomorrow. And have a great rest of the week. Happy Friday. We'll see you in the next one.